Hey guys, it's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adoornments Decor. I'm live today to paint a Easter door hanger with you guys. Are you ready for Easter and all things spring? I certainly am. I'm over winter. I'm ready to get in my pool and enjoy the warm weather. And so we have a 70-degree day here in Kentucky, and it's totally got me in the mood for Easter. So let's go ahead and paint this one. This was actually the best seller in our shop this past weekend. Every Friday, we come out with 5 new designs. And last Friday, we released 5 new Easter designs. And so you can see that one on the top left there that says hop on in. It's a little bunny butt diving down a rabbit hole with some eggs and some carrots. And so that's the one we're going to be painting today. But the other 4 designs are also in our shop. Those are all brand new ones that we just released. And they're super cute as well. And I feel like my camera keeps moving on me. I don't know if it's my imagination, but I thought I had it positioned here. And I keep looking up, and it's like the door hanger keeps sliding across the screen until it disappears. So y'all let me know if for some reason that happens to get like out of where you can see it. But tell me hello, where you're watching from. I see we've got Deborah and Samantha. Hello, Brenda and Linda. And Brandy says Wanda says it's 60s here, and I have my crocus blooming. We have March flowers blooming around here. My March flowers are so close to just blooming out, but they haven't yet. 69 at Surfside Beach. Well, it is exactly 70 here in Kentucky today. I need to go out and do some landscaping after this. Hey, Cheryl, I hope it's warm down in Tennessee, too. See what I mean? I swear the camera is moving because this was centered up just a second ago. Some days I'm on the struggle bus. I don't know if y'all can relate. Let's see. Okay, let's see if that stays because, see, right now I've got it positioned. Is it moving or is it not? I swear it's moving. Look, we're losing space over here. I don't know. Maybe it's my imagination.
I don't think it's moving.
You don't think it's moving? Okay. Hey, Ann. She's watching from Georgia. Okay, we're going to start with, I guess, our background green on this. And it is a very vibrant green. So I think I'm going to use a little bit of this. I might use like 2 or 3 colors of green because if you saw in the picture just a moment ago, it's kind of a brighter green in the middle and a darker green on the outside. So I'm thinking I might use a combination of these 3 greens, or actually I probably don't have to do 3 because I want it to be a gradient between 2. So I may try these 2. This is Irish Moss and this is Hauser Dark Green. So this will kind of be the center part and then it'll go darker all the way out. So I'm actually going to put both of these in the same egg carton space and just dip on one side or the other, depending on the color that I need. And we're going to work with a large flat tip brush. Hello, Deanne. 67. Oh, 78 in Jacksonville. Awesome.
Did you get on TikTok?
No, I didn't. My phone was dying. I can probably turn it on now, though, because it's
fine. I just was double checking.
I was going to go live on TikTok, and my phone was dead, but it decided to wake up a second ago. This is an old phone that I keep just so I can go live on 2 platforms at once. So we'll go ahead and just hit that. There we go. All right, so we're going to start with that brighter green, and I'm going to work from the middle and then work my way out. And I'm going to kind of go around the bunny. I actually got a little bit of that dark green on there too, but that's okay. I'm not going to be super careful about where I'm putting it. If it gets a little on the bunny or anything like that, that's okay. And if I get a little of that dark green on there too, we're just going to use that as shading. Because this little bunny, I think he's mostly white. I'll have to go back and look at the picture. So that should cover the green just fine. I'm just working around. And of course, the top of that carrot will probably be green as well. So it's okay if you get some on that. And of course, you can paint right over your letters if you need to and paint them later. Somebody said, I'm feeling like Dorothy here. Is it pretty windy? Now, as you come out further away from the bunny, you can start dipping in a little bit of that darker green and just start blending it. so that the color gets a little darker the further out you go. I may just actually paint. I was going to paint around the carrots and all this stuff, but that's going to be way too difficult with the ombre sort of look we're going for. So I'm just going to paint over them, and then we'll figure it out later. See how it's getting darker the further out we go? So right now I'm kind of dipping in both the dark green and the light green. Do long sweeping strokes to blend it. If it's not dark enough, dip in just the dark green and kind of blend that a little more.
Corey's here.
Hello, Uncle Corey. Paint a Kentucky Wildcats. No. Kentucky Wildcats stuff is licensed, Corey. You're not supposed to do that. He's always got UK on the brain. I'll be in trouble if I run out of this bright green color. I don't think I have any more of it. Going darker on the outside. You're expecting storms in Alabama. I think we're supposed to get storms here in Kentucky too later today. I'm going to get a little bit of water on my brush because I feel like I'm struggling to get the paint to glide. If you ever feel like that, just dampen your brush a little bit more and it will help a lot. Where is all my light green paint? It's all disappearing underneath the dark green in my egg carton. Maybe I shouldn't have put them in the same, like one of them is running over the top of the other one. Having to scoop it up out from under there. A little bit more water. If you would like to paint one of these yourself, you can grab the template to this one in our shop, or you can grab the wood blank and we will send it to you with the design lasered on it, just like the one you see here. And you can follow right along with this tutorial. Just make sure and save the link to this. It's also going to be posted in my on my YouTube channel. Get some more of that Irish moss color. We're running out of it. I'm going to bring it up and blend it into that darker green. If you're having a hard time getting it to blend, dip in both at the same time and use that sort of as your blending color. If all of this ombre and blending and all this kind of seems too intimidating to you though, and you still want to paint one of these, you can do just a solid green color, or you can just make it kind of like a messy ombre, which is kind of what I'm doing here anyway. Certain parts have streaks of green in them, which if this is supposed to be grass, that's more realistic anyway, right? Now that I've got everything kind of covered, I'm kind of going back. Whoop, I missed a spot. And seeing if any of these areas need a second coat.
All right, Corey said we need to get the license. And then Joanne asked, do licenses cost a lot for different characters?
I have no idea. I've never actually purchased a license to anything. And I think it just depends on who you're probably trying to buy the license from. Like if you were trying to buy like a Disney license, that would probably be crazy expensive. If you're trying to buy like a college license for UK Wildcats or something like that, depending on the university, it could be pretty affordable or it could be more. I've known of other local businesses who have bought the license to do like Murray State products, and I don't think it was crazy expensive. It was pretty reasonable.
But don't they get a cut of everything you sell?
I have no idea. I don't know if they do or not. So if any of you guys know more about that, feel free to share with us in the comments. I've got a couple spots where I need to touch up right along the edge of some of these areas, but I think I've got most of it. So I'm just kind of giving it a quick look. This is definitely a messy ombre. It's more like a, it's just all over the place. It's definitely not smoothly graduating to a darker green, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to add a little bit more of a bright green right up in here because it looks a little dark on camera. In person, it's not so bad. And it's funny how in person, a lot of times these will look just fine. And then on the camera, I'm like, oh, they look a little dark. So I'm just brightening it up just a tad.
Helen got on late, wants to know what the two greens are.
This is Irish Moss. That's the lime green. And Hauser Dark Green is the darker one. We're just kind of making a grassy circle here. And I'll hold it up so you can see it from a different angle. See how much brighter that looks in person. For some reason, the overhead camera always makes things look darker. Okay, let's dry this real quick. And then we're going to start painting some of the different elements on it. Hey, Kelly from East Tennessee. Helen said I got on late. Oh, I already read that one. Hey, Pam. High wind advisory. Yes, I think we've got that around here too. Marie says Irish Moss is my favorite, but I haven't been able to find it in stores. I know, it's one of my favorites too. I can't remember where I got this one. I might have just ordered it from the Decor website. I can't quite recall. Is it discontinued? I don't know. I haven't looked in a while. I sure hope not, because it's like so cute. It's one of my favorites. Does anybody have any questions? By the way, let's take this opportunity to point out the cute little Lola cow door hanger hanging up behind me. Do you see that? That is going to be in our upcoming spring workshop. So I want you to circle the dates on your calendar for the week of March 13th. Okay, we're going to be painting this one live every night in a private Facebook group. So if you guys are interested in that, I want you to join me Friday on Friday Fab 5, and we'll talk some more about it. But for now, what you can do to find out more information is click on the link in the video description, and it's going to take you to the wait list where you can sign up. Well, I mean, you're not signing up for the workshop, but you're just putting your name on a list saying, hey, I'm interested, and you'll get an email or 2 or 3 telling you over the next few days what to expect. Because this year we are offering a kit option where you can get the wood blank and the template and some brushes and all those kind of things that you need from us. The only thing you might have to buy in addition is your paints and like a paint pen or something. But if you prefer, you can just do the $10 option, which is just the virtual option where you download the template and you paint along with us. You can trace that template on an 18-inch wood round, or you can cut out your own round shape. It's up to you. But that's coming up March 13th. So go get your name on the wait list to find out more about it. See, I swear the camera is moving because look, now we're no longer centered up. We've lost all this space.
Yeah, but you picked it up.
Did I though?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cynthia.
TikTok wants to know what kind of paint you use.
So all the paints that I use are Decor Americana matte acrylic paint.
And where else are you live?
I'm live on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube right now. Marie said that Irish Moss was still on the website the last time she looked. Okay, good. Helen says, do club members pay for the workshop? She's talking about our membership, the Painters Clubhouse. No, Painters Clubhouse members get free access to this workshop. So no need to pay the $10 fee. But if you wanted to buy the kit, there will be an option to buy the kit if you prefer. Okay. Hang on. Let's look at that picture again. I don't have a picture of just that one, but I've got a picture of all the ones we released this past week. Okay, so that's what I was thinking. His body is white, but his tail and his feet have sort of a little bit of a tan color to them. And let's see, I may need to go grab or download just a picture of that design so that I can see all the colors on it. So let me grab that real quick. Let's see, download and open. Okay, so now I've got that if I need to look at it. Let's start with the brown inside the hole area. We're going to use dark chocolate for that. This is his little rabbit hole. I've always wondered what it looks like down in the rabbit holes, like if they tunnel and go all through the yard or if it's just like a little cubby place where they hide and sleep. Makes me think of Alice in Wonderland, you know, the little white rabbit that she was chasing. I think he dove into a hole, and then she ended up diving in the hole after him. Again, if you want to get the colors for this project and you don't want to have to like remember what colors I'm saying, you can actually text the word list to us, and it will give you a link to a page where we post supply lists for all of our projects, and you can bookmark that page to your device to go back and reference it later. but it will have links to videos, and then it will also have the color lists that we use and stuff like that. So it's a great resource page to have. Just be sure to save it. Oh, no, don't text list or don't type list in the comments. Text it. Like get out your phone like you're texting your mom or your friend and type in that number and then text the word list to that number. Sorry. I didn't clarify very well, did I? We're just painting the hole around the bunny right now, not the whole bunny. If you wanted to, you could get a little bit of black and even do a little bit of shading inside this hole. I might try that. Let me get just a teeny amount because we'll be using black on something else later, I'm sure. I'm just going to dip the corner of my brush in a tiny bit of black and just add a little bit of a shadow. That looks good. Around this outer edge of the hole. If you feel like you got too much, just keep blending and blending. Go back over it back and forth and it'll blend it out. Ooh, that was too much. So I'm going to dab it off on a paper towel to get all that excess black off. And then I'm going to go pick up my regular brown again and just kind of sweep it away, blend it in. I got a little too overzealous when I dipped in the paint and got too much.
Joanne has a question, but I don't understand what she's
Well, you
asking.
have the list later when we sign up. Are you talking about the list to this project? Once it's posted, it'll be on there for ever, I guess. So we don't take them down after a certain amount of time, if that's what you mean. So you just need to bookmark the page that it sends you to, and that way you'll have reference to it and you can go back and watch it. Linda says my video just ended. I don't know what you mean.
She must have lost internet.
Oh, maybe you lost your internet. I hope the wind didn't blow it away. Okay, let's get some white. And let's paint his little body. We might also, let me look at my picture of my design here. The egg is yellow and this one's turquoise. Turquoise will cover just fine. Yellow, I don't know. I was trying to decide. Sometimes I like to base coat things with white if they're going to be really bright colors. But I think we'll just go ahead and just do the rabbit's body for right now. I'm going to use a larger brush, or that little brush is going to take forever. Hello, Pat. How are you? What have you guys been painting lately? Has anybody painted anything today or this week? Hello, Pamela. I switched to a large flat tip brush. Look how much quicker we can paint this. Some of you guys say I paint way too fast, or that I paint too fast for you to keep up with. I think a lot of it is in the size brush that you're using and the confidence that you move your brush with. Like I've been painting a long time, so, you know, I don't worry too much about getting outside the lines or anything like that because I know it's just paint. I can usually fix it. I'm going to go ahead and paint in his feet because I believe that the little pads of his feet are on top of a white background. So his actual feet are white, but he has little foot pads that are a different color.
Kelly wants to know what you're putting the paint in.
Oh, this is an ice cube tray of all things. Sometimes I use foam egg cartons, but lately I've gotten on a kick of using these silicone ice cube trays. I like how they keep the paints all separated, kind of like my foam egg cartons do. But what's even better is this one comes with a lid. So when I'm done painting, I can just cover it up and close it and my paints won't dry out. So if you're, not doing a full painting in one sitting, that might be really helpful for you because you could kind of like cover it up, walk away, come back later and work on it and your paint won't be all dry. This is just the first coat. This little bunny is probably going to take at least 2 coats to get him nice and white. And this tail is going to have shading on it too later in a different color. Okay, I'm going to dry this real quick. Welcome back, Linda. Her internet was glitching out. Well, Yvonne said I painted a 12-inch heart door hanger for my 3 grandgirls. Oh, how fun. Hey, Ruthie. I'm glad you're off today. You can watch me paint. Oh, well, Becky's going to have a little paint party with some friends on Sunday to do some spring door hangers. That sounds like a perfect Sunday afternoon. Hey, Amber. What are you going to be painting? How often would you guys say you have an opportunity to paint? Once a week? Once a day? Once a month? How often do you sit down to paint? For me, it's probably twice a week, and almost every time it's on a Facebook Live. Yeah, let's do a happy mail. The question is, how often do you sit down to paint? So drop us a comment, and we will pick a winner and send a random person some goodies in the mail.
Pam Smith is having trouble getting the 18-inch rounds and the 20-inch templates to line up. Okay, so 18-inch rounds, 20-inch templates. So what I did for that is I printed out the 20-inch template at 80% scale. So right before you hit the print button on your printer, there is a scale option, and usually you can adjust it down by percentage. So try adjusting it to 80%, and it'll print out just a little smaller, and it should fit real nicely on an 18-inch. Putting on our second coat of white. Okay, and I need to decide on a color that I'm going to do shading on his little tail with, because I want to do that before the second coat dries. So let's see. I think I want to do kind of like a light tan sort of color. Our Happy Mail winner is Lisa Thomas Douglas. Congratulations, Lisa. Send us your information and we'll send you some goodies in the mail. This is, what color is this? Pebble. It's a really pretty soft tan color. I'm going to use that to kind of shade his little tail. So while I still have white on my brush and the white on the tail is still wet, I'm streaking that through the white, kind of blending it and making his tail look fluffy. You can make it as fluffy as you want. Just make sure to keep, like if you put that paint on the corner of your brush, keep that corner to the outside area where you're doing the strokes. That way it follows the stroke. Looks pretty good. Let's do the same thing around the feet, and then we'll paint the pads separately. But this is kind of a nice shading color. Do this area. Aaliyah's going to take a picture. Let's see. Can't see your brush.
Sorry.
There we go. I think I'm on the wrong side.
It's hard to take a picture of my hands painting at the right angle. We take pictures for the blog and stuff like that. Maybe if I go around his feet, you can get a picture.
Yeah, that's good right there.
I got to move slower too, or the picture or the camera can't quite capture what I'm trying to do. Let's do this foot over here.
Right, hang on, do that again. Oh. Do that.
She wants a picture where I've just got it on the corner of the bristle. Okay, and we're going to go up and around and drag it around the outside of the foot. Now see how it's darker right here but lighter over here? We can start again and pull that paint on around. And do that as many times as you need to kind of bring that shaded color all the way around the circle. I got it a little dark right up here, but that's okay. I think it's going to be real cute. Pam says, wow, that looks great. Trying to learn how to do that. Pam, it used to be so hard for me. And the more I've done it, the easier it has gotten. So don't give up. When in doubt, dip in your white. I got just a tiny bit of white on my brush. I'm going to do this little area right here. And I'm going to get just a teeny amount. Can you see how much? Just a teeny amount on the corner of that brush. If you need to, you can even do something like this. This is a technique a lot of people do. They will take it and they will blend it first on a paper plate or something like that. That way it's already blended before they make their brush stroke. Put your brush down and then you only have to pull maybe twice when you do that. I'm going to blend it a little bit more. And then you can go back and you can pick up a little bit more of that blend and go down the other side. Whoops, I got outside the rabbit hole line there. You also have to kind of be careful and not cover up the beautiful shading that you did on the tail. Pam says that's what I do. Okay, good. You're loving the dirty feet look. Yeah, he's a dirty little bunny from digging in the yard. Whoops, I just got white on this and it's not what I meant to do. You love shading. I used to be so uncomfortable with it, but I've really gotten a lot better at it in the last year or two. And it makes me want to do shading on everything now that I've gotten better at it. All right, I'm going back with this dark chocolate and fixing where I really just made a mess. I let the bristles to the brush slide way outside where they were supposed to be.
Do your templates come in different sizes?
So yeah, when you download one of our templates, you'll get multiple file types. You'll get like the color image. You'll get 4 PDFs, 20-inch size, 12-inch size, 6 and 8-inch. So you can just select the size that you want. Now, if you're trying to fit like a 20-inch size on an 18-inch round or something like that, or if you just want to cut it at 18 inches, just adjust that scale. Like I said, adjust it down to like 20% or something like that and print it like that. It also comes with the SVG file, which you can use in your Glowforge or your laser cutter. You can even use those in a Cricut. It comes with a DXF and an EPS, but different types of machines require different file types. So we include those, but I don't think a whole lot of people use those other file types. Heather says Tamara always makes it look easy. Thank you, Heather. One more quick coat of this brown, and then we're going to move on. Oh, I just realized after this dried, this little white part of the foot did not get enough white paint. I can see straight through to the green underneath. So I may have to redo the shading on this little part of the paw because it dried too thin. And just the very center of that one. I don't think I'll have to do any more shading on that one, but this one I got to fix the shading. Okay, so I'm going to dip just the corner in that brown and fix the edge of this little foot. There we go.
Marcy from Alaska says it's her first time watching.
Welcome, Marcy. I'm glad you found me. I teach door hanger painting. We're doing an upcoming workshop in March where we'll be teaching this Highland cow design that you see hanging up behind me. So if you're interested in that, go get your name on the wait list up in the video description. Click on the spring workshop. That's happening the week of March 13th. But I do have a painting membership where we teach stuff like this every single month. And so we go a little bit more on a deep dive in that membership of techniques and things. And so if this is something you're interested in doing, you should definitely check those things out. But I do a free tutorial here every Tuesday, usually at 11 a.m. But I had to take my mom to the airport yesterday, so I'm live today instead. Pam said, I think you should move back home and come visit you and make your bows. Are you talking about you're going to move here and come make my bows? I hate making bows. But I did just buy some ribbon at the Sam's Club. And I don't know if y'all saw that, but Sam's Club has a bunch of new ribbon out, and it is really beautiful ribbon for a really good deal. And I wanted to buy it all, but the problem is that I hate making bows, so it's not practical. I didn't get this cleaned out very good, so there's like chips of dried paint in here I'm trying to get out before I put some more yellow paint in there. This is bright yellow, I'm going to actually take a little bit of regular white and bright yellow and kind of blend them together to do a primer coat on this egg. So I'm going to dip in the white and in the yellow, picking up both colors at the same time. And we're just going to kind of do a base coat on this egg. And then we'll paint it solid yellow after we get our base coat done. It just kind of tints the white with just a little bit of yellow, and it makes it easier when you go to paint that second coat because there's not such a stark contrast between the two colors. Okay, we're gonna dry that real quick. Do you know the price of the kit yet? What did we decide? $37 shipped. That includes shipping. Wanda says, I love making bows. I love looking at bows, and I love buying ribbon. I hate the actual process of making the bows. I just need to pick out the ribbon and hand it to somebody and be like, make me a bow out of this and attach it to my door hanger. Hey, Brandy. I'm glad you made it. What kind of questions do you guys have? Dixie says, I got my bunny butts yesterday, so I didn't want to miss this. Well, Dixie, I can't wait to see how yours is painted. Anytime y'all paint one of the designs that we sell, we would love to see pictures of it. So feel free to text those to me or email them in if you want. Or if you're a Painters Clubhouse member, just post them inside the group. There's a free group here on Facebook. You can also post them in called Door Hanger Painting Tips. But the Painters Clubhouse is the best place to share them if you're a Clubhouse member. We love seeing your artwork. Okay, we're going to let that egg dry for a minute, and we're going to go base coat this egg. This one's going to be turquoise. Let me see what color turquoise. It's kind of this Bahama blue, actually. So we'll just use that. Is her name Aaliyah, but spelled different than your name, Aaliyah? Mm-hmm. My assistant here is named Aaliyah. I've never seen it spelled quite like that, but also I've never seen it spelled the way you spell it either. This is Bahama blue.
I don't understand Heather's question. Can you roll up?
Sure. Did I miss a question? Heather says, how far up was it?
Above Lisa and Georgie, not far from Aaliyah.
Oh, which one is the kit? Oh, Heather, we were talking about the kit for the spring workshop, the Lola cow that you see behind. Well, that's the name, what we've named her. We're going to be painting her the week of March 13th, and there's a virtual option. You can sign up for just $10, or you can get the kit, and the kit's $37, shipping included. And so that includes the wood blank, the template, the brushes, shipping, some other items like graphite paper and a sponge and things like that you'll need. And so the only things that it doesn't really come with are like your stuff to make your bow, your paint, and your paint pens. Okay, good to know. I'm glad you're going to do it. Hey, Donna, you just got yours today. Did you buy one of these bunny butts? Actually, this is called the rabbit hole. It's not called bunny butt. It's called rabbit hole.
Bunny butt's a different design.
Bunny butt is a design that we have in the shop, though. We have lots of little bunny designs. We love Easter. Look how well this Bahama blue color covered. This is like 2 coats of white and yellow, and this is just 1 coat of Bahama blue.
What is the yellow?
The yellow is a blend of white and bright yellow. Kind of both. But for right now, we've just got 2 coats. On the 3rd coat, I think I'm going to try to go with just the yellow, not white, to make it brighter. Leah says you're so good at painting these. I ought to be. I've been doing it for 8 years now. And I teach other people how to do it online now. Okay, let's go with just the bright yellow. And we're going to do our 3rd coat on our egg. See how it's a little bit brighter now? It's not quite as pastel.
Pam wants to know if you're going to reduce the price of the 18-inch wood rounds like you do before each workshop.
That's a good question. So in the past, we have always done that because after the workshop, we always bumped the price of wood rounds back up to their normal rate. But after this last workshop, we just decided to keep that the permanent price of our wood rounds. So they are permanently at that discounted price now. So we won't be discounting them in addition to what they're already marked down to because they're already a really good deal. The 18-inch rounds, $12, and the 20-inch round is $14.
Helen wants to know if you have Lola cut already.
Well, we aren't selling the etched blanks, if that's what you mean, Helen. We're just selling the rounds, and we're giving them templates to use on the round because the kind of the point of the workshop is to teach people how to use a template and how to paint with a template so that they'll be more comfortable when they join the Painters Clubhouse using all the templates that they have in their library. So we don't plan to sell the etched blank for Lola until well after the workshop is over. Donna says, is there a list for your colors used and a paper or subscription box, like my subscription boxes have?
She's talking about in the tutorials and the supply list for the boxes.
For the kit, is that what we're talking about for spring for Lola? There will be a supply list that comes in there. Yes, just like we have.
But not the painting steps.
But it won't have the painting steps on the back. No, it'll just be a one-sided on the front. Okay, let's do some orange on our carrots.
Pam wants to know if she can buy the 18-inch round in bulk with the bulk prices.
Yes, ma'am. We now have bulk pricing in our shop. And so the more items you buy, the more of one particular item that you buy, the bigger the discount. And so if you wanted to buy a bunch of wood rounds, let's say you were buying 20 of them, you could save, I believe it's 30%. If you're buying 10 of them, you can save 20%. If you wanted as many as 50, you could save 50%. We have that pricing breakdown on each product. So when you go to that product, you just look at the pricing breakdown based on the quantity. Add one of them to your cart, then go to your cart and adjust the quantity, and it will tell you from there what your new price is per item. And of course, we also updated our shipping rates yesterday. So this is something we've never done before, but our shipping is now a flat rate based shipping. So if you're buying under 100, call me. If you're buying under $125 worth, it's a flat rate shipping of $8.99. Over $125 worth is free shipping. So go take advantage of that at shopdoorhangers.com. The more you buy, the more you save, and the more you buy, you also save on shipping. I'm doing the same thing on these carrots that I did to that yellow egg. I'm adding a little bit of white in on this base coat so it covers the green a little better. So I'm kind of mixing white and orange for our base coat. Helen says, I only need the round and the template. I have everything else. Awesome. Do you need, if you can download and print the template yourself through the workshop, then you would just need to buy the round. That's probably what you need to do. Is there a link for your paint markers? Yes, I think I have them linked in my Amazon favorites, Heather, and my Amazon favorites link is in the description for you. Okay. I'm thinking about just doing the leafy part of our carrots in this darker green that was kind of the shading color we used on the outside. I have plenty of that left, and I think it would be a nice contrast with this Irish moss green. So that's what we're going to do. So this is Hauser dark green. And the orange I used on the carrots was Canyon orange. I'm not done with those. I'm going to go back and paint them again, but I just did a base coat for now. She's coming to take pictures again. Let me rotate it so you can see my hands this time.
You're good.
If you guys didn't know, we have an awesome blog over at southernadornmentsdecor.com. It's got everything from how we built this pallet wall behind me to how we, to lots of door hanger tutorials, paint party tips. It's the latest blog post on there is about the desk that I use here in my craft room that I built myself using those little cubby organizers that you can get like at Walmart and stuff. Okay, let me show y'all this because this is really cute. Look at the shading. So this is just the same two colors we used on the background, but I shaded them together to make like a leafy looking top for the carrots.
Do you prefer apple barrel paint or deco art?
Deco art. I used apple barrel for a while, but deco art is definitely a better quality paint. It's a little bit more pricey, but I feel like it's totally worth the extra cost. I can get more coverage and less coats and stuff like that. So Pam says you have me mesmerized as usual. Risa says, I didn't know that about your blog. Who else didn't know I had a blog? Anybody else? I don't talk about it enough. That is for sure. Pam loves deco art too. It's pretty great. All right, let's dip in just our canyon orange and we're going to paint our carrots again with just the canyon orange. The first time we mixed a little white, but do you see how that's a lot darker now? It's a whole lot bolder without the white. The white makes a nice base coat. Me. I can't believe you guys all didn't know. I've definitely got to talk about the blog more often. Well, go to southernadornmentsdecor.com and there's a little thing up at the top that says blog. Go click on it. We have, I don't know how many blog posts do you think we have, Aaliyah? Like over 100? Hundreds. She says hundreds. So there's your reading material for the next month.
The DIY desk just got updated and republished.
Yeah, the DIY desk, which is the desk I'm painting on right now, there's a whole blog post about how we built this desk ourselves. Like I said, I just used 3 9-hole organizers that I got from Walmart for like $30 a piece and a piece of melamine top that I bought from Lowe's. And we assembled the whole thing and built it. Me and my mom built it. So if, you know, and we're not that handy. I'm not a builder. I can use a jigsaw, but I'm not a builder. All right, let's dry this before I mess it up. And then we'll do some details on our little eggs. Oh, and I forgot, we got to paint the pads of the little feet. We could do that real quick. So I think I kind of like the example showed like a real peachy pink, but I kind of think I want to go with like a, I don't know. Let me see. I think I want to do this one. It's called blush pink. So it's almost like a muted pink. It's not a real bright pink, but it's more pink than the example photo probably shows. And I'm going to switch to a filbert tip brush for this because if you're painting things that are really rounded, sometimes it's hard to do that with a flat tip brush because you can't get like a rounded edge. And I'm freehanding the little feet on the bottom of this bunny. So we're just going to freehand a circle right here. If you can't freehand this, actually, let's get a little white too because that is pretty bold. If you can't freehand this, just trace a circle on here for the pad of the foot because this part is not etched on the door hanger.
I posted the link to your blog.
Oh,
and now everybody's excited.
You aren't running off and leaving me, are you? Are you running to the blog?
They're going to be on while reading, I think.
Awesome. We need to mention the blog more often on our lives. That way everybody hears about it. How about that? See this blush color? See how it's a nice like muted pink? I think it's a good complementary color to the colors we did on the bunny's body. But with this little filbert tip brush, I can just kind of like curve one direction and then curve the other direction. And it kind of like makes a circle. And no, they're not perfect circles. I can show you up close. Look, see, they're not perfect. They've got some imperfections, but that's like, who's paying attention to that? Nobody's paying attention. 3-foot rule. You got to stand 3 feet back. You can't analyze the perfect circles. Pam says, no more TV until I read all of the blogs of yours and Damon and Parker. Mine are better than Damon and Parker's. No, I'm just kidding. Damon better not be on here and hear me say that. All right, so now I'm going to go for a flat tip brush, and I'm going to do some stripes on. Did I miss a question? No? Okay. I'm going to do some stripes on my egg and polka dots on my egg. Actually, let's do the polka dots first, because I got this little sponge pouncer, and the polka dots are white. So these are some little sponge pouncers we sell in our shop, and they come in like 5 sizes, I think. And they're great because you can just quickly whip out polka dots. Like, look at this. Boom, 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 boom. If you're painting with kids or with other people, a lot of times being able to do dots that fast is just awesome.
Everybody loves the little feet.
You all love the little feet. I do too. So the example has some chevron on the egg, and chevron can be super intimidating to paint, but let me kind of show you a little trick. If I can find a piece of chalk over here. Whoops. I used to have chalk. Here we go. Here's some chalk. No, that's not chalk. Hold on. I got something else. This will work. So this is a white, kind of like a white colored pencil. And we're going to use that. So if you're having to draw or freehand chevron, essentially you can just go across and make triangles, right? Up, down, up, down. And then when you go to do the next chevron, just make sure that the peak sort of aligns with the last peak that you did. So you're going to have an up, down here and an up, down here. So you want to be able to draw a straight sort of line between your peaks. I'm not geometrically inclined, but I can at least do this much. Just make sure that the peaks align. Let's see. There we go. Good enough. And now I can take my flat tip brush and just paint some chevron right on top of that line. So I'm going to start with a white one right here in the middle. Up, down, up, down, up, down, and just continue it across the egg. Now we could do, the picture I think shows like a bright red. Let's do this tiger lily red. This is a really pretty color. We're going to do this one right here. And then there's another one. We'll do this one down here. We'll do yellow in between. I need to dry it and do another coat though. Maybe you can create a template of the Nirvana logo.
That's probably licensed.
Yeah, that one's probably licensed too. Yeah, Damon doesn't like to write blogs. He likes to just show up and craft on live and have somebody else write the blog. Did you forget shading on the other carrot stem? No, I think you just can't see it very well in the light, but it's there. I didn't do as good a job on this carrot as I did on the first one. I kind of just gave up and decided I needed to let it dry, because the more I kept trying to blend it, the colors were blending too much, and they weren't, you couldn't tell. It was like it was disappearing, which sometimes happens if everything's too wet. You can't see the shading very well. So I'm going to have to redo this one. Yeah, let's do another happy mail. Drop a comment and let's see, what should be our question? Oh, what should we name the bunny? The bunny that's jumping in the hole. Give us a bunny name. That's a good idea. Okay, now I'm going to take my bright yellow, and I'm just going to do this last chevron area with yellow. If chevron's too intimidating, just stick to polka dots or stripes. Those are always easy. Hopper, Wilbur, those are cute. Raymond, Harriet, Buster, Howard, Bella, Tamarina, Doggy, Thumper. Oh, I mentioned something about Thumper the other day to Charlie, and she's like, "Who's Thumper?" And I'm like, "Haven't you ever seen Bambi? I feel like I've failed my child." And she's like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And I said, "You know, the little movie about the baby deer?" And she didn't have a clue. I said, "You need to watch that on Disney Plus. It's a classic." But I mentioned something about Thumper being Twitter-pated, and she's like, "What's Twitter-pated?" I said, "That's when you think the other bunnies are really cute and you're flirting with them." Fiona, Fluffy, Hoppy, Baxter. I love all these names. Hazel, Jerry, Fiona. Happy Hoppy, Cottontail. Those are fun. I had to mix a little bit of white with my yellow to get these chevrons to stand out a little bit more. So I'm on like my third coat. All right, our Happy Mail winner is Ashton Hedrick. Congratulations, Ashton. We'll send you something in the mail. Just send us your address. All right, I think now the stripes or the polka dots on our other one are dry enough that we can add some stripes. So let's see. Oh, I was going to use this color. This is the Tiger Lily color. And I'm just using a flat tip brush. And we're just going to do a stripe on top of our polka dots going across. Might take a couple of coats to get it to look right. I feel like it needs one more, 2 stripes. It's like odd numbers only, you know. You're welcome. Congratulations. I'll do another coat down here while this is drying. I like this Tiger Lily color, but it's a little bit on the transparent side, so sometimes you gotta work with it. We still have to do the lettering and the finishing details. This is going to be super cute when we're done. I think tomorrow is when I paint live inside the Painters Clubhouse and we remix the Easter wagon design. So if you're a Clubhouse member, I'll be painting live in there tomorrow. If you're not a Painters Clubhouse member, you should think about joining after our spring workshop in March. Thank you, Deborah. This was the best seller in our shop this past week. So I knew it was going to be a cute one to paint. Everybody loved it. Okay, I'm going to go back and do my shading on this little carrot topper again real quick. Because remember I told you it didn't do a good job the first time. I'm going to try to redo it. I think part of the problem was that I had too much of one color on my brush.
Dixie wants to know what you recommend using to trace a template onto the blank. A pencil, a pen, or a ball end tool?
I usually use a ballpoint pen.
With graphite paper.
With graphite paper, yeah. That's usually what I do. What do you recommend using? Oh, as far as the ball end tool, I do have one of those, but I forget about it. I know some people who use those if they're keeping their templates to reuse again and again, because that ballpoint end tool doesn't actually make a mark on the template, so you could trace it without, leaving pencil lines behind. The downside to that is you have to be strategic about your tracing, because once you've made your mark, you can't tell without picking it up to look underneath. You would have to work all the way down and remember where you've painted or where you've traced. Okay, our letters on this one, what color were they? They were white with a black drop shadow. Oh boy. Let's get a filbert tip brush.
Julie's used the end of a paintbrush.
Oh, that's a good idea. That would work kind of like a ball tool.
Does the graphite paper come in white?
It does, yes. Graphite paper does come in white. Now the lettering on this, I'm not having to freehand. It is lasered onto the wood. So if you were to buy one of our wood cutouts, just know you can paint over it with the green like this and then go back in and paint it because you can still see the lines through the paint. And I'm just using a filbert tip brush and literally just painting inside the lines. You can move that if you need to.
Try not to block the camera.
It's okay.
Well, sorry. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sarah Williams popped in saying hey.
Hey, Sarah Williams. I'm going to get to see her next week. I'm going to Dallas, Texas next week to spend some time with my Creative Club girlfriends. It's long overdue. We haven't all been together since August of last year. Several of us were together in October at Christy Hawkins' event over in near Branson, Missouri, but not all of us were there. Sarah wasn't there. Brandy wasn't there. So we're excited to all be back together again. We talk every day in a group chat.
Do you draw all the door hanger designs?
No, so I used to, but we now have a design team that helps me. And so I'm not the only one who creates them. There's a team of 4 of us now who designed this one. I believe this one might have been designed by Marie on our team.
And you don't hand draw them?
No, we draw them in Procreate, which is a program on the iPad. A lot of fun. I actually have a whole course about how to use the Procreate app. So if that's something any of y'all are interested in, you can go to procreateformakers.com. The 4 in that is a number 4. Procreate for makers.
Sarah says it's been too long.
It has been too long.
Pam wants to know if you use Zoom with your paint club.
At my what?
With your paint club.
Oh, Pam, we do. Well, so when I paint live, it's like this with a StreamYard view where you get an overhead and a forward-facing view. But we do have a Zoom paint party night once a month where members can hop on and paint with each other and get to know other members. And so that's kind of a fun opportunity to ask questions, to meet other people in the group, and kind of just visit and craft together. Risa said, I'm so glad I bought this design. It's so cute. All right, I'm drawing it because as you can, I want you to know, when you paint lettering in white, it's always going to look like this. Do you see how it's streaky? It's not even. Mine looks like this too. Kind of have to go over it a second time. And even then, on the second coat, it might not be super smooth. So just know that that's normal and look at it from 3 feet away.
Katie on TikTok wants to know if you made that.
Well, I cut it out on my laser machine and we're painting it. So technically, yes, I did make it.
Procreate for what?
Procreateformakers.com, and the 4 is a number 4.
Let me just get the link and be done.
Okay, she's going to drop the link for you in the comments. Painters Clubhouse members do get 20% off that course. So if you're a Clubhouse member, don't forget to use your discount code.
Lisa says, with Procreate, I know it does a double line drawing for lasers. What do you use to get it a single line drawing?
So we have one of our team members convert the files using, I believe they use Adobe Illustrator to do that. And I don't even know the process for how that's done. Yeah, it's not been easy, and not all of our designs have the single lines. Some of our older ones still have the double lines. We're getting real close to the finish line. Now we can add our paint pen touches and then do our drop shadow on our lettering, and we'll be done. Helen says, are you cutting all your blanks now? We're cutting probably 99% or 90% of them. Every now and then we'll outsource some of them, but for the most part, like all of our big box of blanks designs that are going out this quarter, the next shipment is April 1st, are cut by us. And all the workshop rounds that you're going to be getting are cut by us. And a lot of our day-to-day orders lately have been being cut by us. So it's exciting. Okay, let's get some paint pens and finish this up. I've saved all my colors out for you guys so I can make you guys a color list. So if you didn't text the number to get the list, I'm going to put that up here on the screen while I get out my paint pens so you can, this will give you a link back to this video and tell you what colors I used. My paint pens have walked away. They're over here. Let's see. Let's get out our black. And this is a black medium tip acrylic paint pen by Artistro. And I was looking on the packaging so I could tell you. Oh, it says on the marker. It's 2 to 3 millimeters-ish. 2 to 3 millimeters. And so we're just going to add some detail lines and stuff like that on here with our paint pens. So we're going to make like the bunny butt look nice and fluffy. Like that. Just add some little lines. Try not to trace perfectly around something. Make it more like you're just doodling it on. It's going to be way cuter that way.
TikTok wants to know what style your glasses are.
These are Larkin frames, and I'm wearing my cheetah toppers today. Pair I wear. The example photo does not have these feet outlined, but I'm kind of tempted to go ahead and outline them. What do you think? You like the outline? Okay, and then let's do our rabbit hole. Now that time I did try to trace a little bit more on the shape because I had some messiness right around here. So sometimes the paint pen line does a good job at covering that up and fixing it for you.
Risa says you are just a joy.
Aw, thank you, Risa. You're a sweetheart.
Are those markers in your Amazon store?
Yeah, these are in my Amazon favorites. They're the Artistro medium tip, and it comes with 30 markers in the set. The dual tip markers are great too. I have some of those, but they aren't as like the bullet tip on those is a little wider than the bullet tip on these. So that's why I went with these. So now we're going to do our drop shadow. The trick to a drop shadow is to remember where the shadow goes. It goes on the underside. Well, you kind of have to set up the rule for yourself. For me, I'm doing the underside and the right side of each brush stroke or each letter.
What kind of paintbrushes do you recommend?
Any kind of like Taklon brush like this that's nice and springy and flexible. I really like this style. And I use flat tip more than anything. We have several in our shop if you want to just shop the ones that we sell. But I don't have a particular brand that I'm loyal to.
Do you use all the markers or just black and white?
It depends on the project. I would say most of the time I am just using the black and the white. But it is kind of nice to have the other colors in case I need them. And Charlie loves using my paint pen markers. So a lot of times she'll use the other colors more than I do. I had a set of colored Posca pens that she used up. She used them to death. They're gone. I'll put a little bit of an outline on these eggs. Sometimes the outline is just nice because it just cleans things up a little bit. Makes it look a little more polished. Okay, let's grab the white. I haven't used this one in a while, so we got to shake it up. And I'm pretty much just going to use this on the carrots. Oh, this one's not even primed, so. There we go. We're just creating like the little grooves on the carrot. There we go. We are done, guys. All right, there it is, all finished. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me take that down for you so you can see it. If you paint one of these, I want to see your picture. This one's such a joy to paint. It was so fun. It's very whimsical. It's not too complicated. Don't let the shading scare you. You can skip you can skip the shading if you want to. And then if you want to paint the Lola cow design that's hanging up behind me, this is the one we're going to be doing the week of March 13th. It is so pretty, y'all. It is our spring workshop design this year. It's $10 to do it virtually, or you can buy a kit for $37. That's shipping included. We'll send it to you, and you can paint along with us in a private Facebook group. And then, of course, if you are obsessed with door hanger painting like I am, you may end up wanting to join our membership, the Painters Clubhouse, where we paint cute little door hangers every single month, like the one hanging up behind me. That was actually taught by a guest painter, Sarah Cummings, last week, and I hopped on live and painted alongside her, and that's my version of it. So, all right, I'm going to let you guys go. Pam says, what kind of bow do you want? Are you talking about on this design? Are you going to make me a bow, Pam? I don't know. You pick. Whatever you think. You're the expert. I do like color in my bow, so something with some color. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you on Friday for Friday Fab 5.